Hey everybody, this is Dual Gauge. It's a new choo-choo game coming out from Hollandspiele. This is a game in which players will invest in companies during stock rounds, and then during operating rounds, those companies will lay track, place stations, buy trains, run routes, and pay out dividends. So let me tell you a little bit about how the game works, and I'm going to do that using this Portugal map. There's more than one map in this game. That's pretty cool. So every game is going to start with an auction round. It's the only kind of randomness in the game. We're going to take the first share of each company and put it in a cup or a bag or what have you. I'm going to mix it up and not drop any on the porch. And this is going to determine what order we auction off the shares. Now, each company on the map has a different starting location, obviously, and there are different ways that companies can help each other out. Each company is going to operate in the order printed on the map. Each company has a special ability. So what order these companies come up in the auction is going to determine how you approach that auction, which I think is pretty interesting. Now, once you win a share, it's going to set the, say we auction off this one, it's going to set the value of that share according to your winning bid, and that will give us, you know, some starting asymmetry. Let's put these here and here, and yeah, let's say that's what happened. Why not? Now, on a company turn, the company's going to first lay track, and there are two kinds of track. There is a standard gauge and narrow gauge. A standard gauge costs more, but runs more efficiently, and narrow gauge costs less, but runs less efficiently. And to run the track, you also need trains, and the trains come in a standard and a narrow version, so it runs on that kind of track. You also note that the trains are numbered 2, 3, 4, 5. What does that mean? Well, it doesn't affect how the trains run at all. So all the trains within a type are going to run the same way. So every standard train is going to run to 2 stops. So if I'm the right company, I have this train, I can run from here to 1 to 2 stops with that train. And every narrow train runs to 1 stop, so I could run from here to here. You also can chain these together, so I can run with these 2 trains, I can run red here and here with the standard train, and here with the narrow train, collecting income for each place that I'm running there. But the numbers on the train is the cost of the train. And let's say red was here. Why not? I'm going to put blue here for some reason. We'll find out later. And I'm going to buy a 2 train. It's going to cost me 2 bumps on my stock track. Like so. Now the number of trains you can buy on the turn is determined by the row on the stock track that you occupy. So if you occupy the second row, you can buy 2 trains. The third row, you can buy 3 trains all in one go. First row, you can buy 1 train, unless you're in these junk stock areas where you can't buy any trains. So I'm gonna, buy some trains, and when all the 2 trains are gone, trains cost 3. Let me, buy a 3 train and whatnot. When all the 3 trains are gone, then comes the 4 train. And stop me if you heard this one before. When the first 4 train is bought, all the 2 trains go away. No, my 2 trains, what did you do? And then when the first 5 is bought, the same thing happens to the 3 trains. So there is a train rusting element to this. Now the other thing you're doing is you're also going to be placing stations. And on the Portugal map, you probably don't want to place a station on the Portugal map. Hello, bird. But I'm going to do it here anyway because I'm showing you how the game works. So let's say that blue put a station here. To do that, they're also going to pay in stock value, and it's going to be 1 row of stock value. So it's going to take them from $40 to $12 a share to place that station there. Now that's a pretty big drop. The thing though is that when you pay out your dividends, let's say we had sold some shares here, because these are also shares. They're shares and they're stations. So let's say we had those sold. When you pay out dividends, your value is going to increase by the number of vacant spaces. So with 5 spaces vacant, I'm then going to climb 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when I pay out dividends. Of course, if I withhold, and I'm forced to withhold if I can't build any track, then I'm going to drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Now, the thing to be aware of, like I said, is that the Portugal map is not a map where you really want to place stations. There are times when it makes sense to do so, and that's because of this stock market is very long, and you're taking a pretty big drop in value. Now, other maps, like the Detroit map, which I might show you in another video, the stock value track is different. Every map has its own stock value track and its own mix of companies with their own special abilities. And that stock value track makes placing stations a lot more tenable. And that essentially is the game. You are building track, you are running routes, you are collecting money, and at the end of the game, when a game end trigger occurs, which is all of these run out, or all the track runs out, or all the trains run out, and a company has a value in the purple, then the game's going to end, and the person with the most money, that's cash on hand plus stock value, is going to win the game. With the caveat that if a stock's value is in this section, which again, where they can't buy trains, they're also worthless. So you don't want to be in that section at the end of the game. That is a brief overview of how dual gauge works. Hooray!